He was landing good uppercuts, good body shots, was really switched on in there.
Unbelievable shape. I've never seen him with abs. He got abs. So, yeah, he's looking in unreal shape.
That's insulting, isn't it, to say that, getting shape. You know, a lot of these fighters today, they want to be like bodybuilders.
Ahead of his eagerly awaited rematch with Oleksandr Usyk, who is renowned for his towering size but rarely displays a sculpted figure, boxing experts and fans are in awe of Tyson Fury's incredible metamorphosis. In recent training videos, Fury showed off a slimmer, more muscular appearance. Tyson Fury's incredible physical transformation left boxer Joe Cordina speechless. He drew particular attention to Fury's obvious abs, which are a definite sign of his intense training and increased level of fitness. This change shows how dedicated Fury is to staying in top physical shape before the eagerly awaited rematch.
Don't think it's going to be like a tippy-tappy like everyone thinks it is. Because they're both great boxers and technicians. They're both unbelievable, and Tyson's here with us, and he's looking in unbelievable shape. I've never seen him with abs. He got abs. So yeah, he's looking in unreal shape. But as they say, a good big guy will always be a good little guy, and in this situation, I think that's what's going to happen. He's looking sharp. Although Usyk he's like a bigger version of Lomachenko.
One person who has sparred with Fury, Lawrence Oy, offered his thoughts on Fury's performance during their first meeting. Fury nearly won the first fight, according to Oakley, who also highlighted how he could use the knowledge he gained. This insight highlights Fury's capacity to adjust and get better for high-stakes battles.
No, I still believe that Fury's going to win. I thought he would win the first fight. They had a really close fight. You know, Usyk did have some great moments that obviously keep getting replayed, but outside of that, you know, he was landing good uppercuts, good body shots, was really switched on in there. But I think going forwards, he needs in this fight to just maybe do the stuff he did, but with a lot more conviction and staying on it. And I think he's got enough to sort of run ahead with it.
You fancy Fury decision win, yeah?
Yeah, I think Fury decision win. I think it'll be hard for him to get a stoppage. But if he comes out and, you know, it's different because Wilder and Usyk are so completely different in style, but they're not too dissimilar in weight. You know, treat it like how he treated Cunningham, treat it like how he's treated, you know, White, where you're boxing, but then you're still got one hard shot at a time. I think you might be able to break him down.
Okay. You never sparred Usyk, have you?
No, he's one of the ones I haven't.
Right. I know sparring with Tyson was a while ago in LA. Was it the first Wilder fight?
First, yeah.
The first Wilder fight, yeah. So it was a while ago. But what was one thing when you were in the ring with Fury that you didn't quite expect that he was really good at?
Avoiding headshots.
The concept of merely becoming in shape doesn't adequately convey Tyson Fury's level of skill. Fury's supremacy in the ring is ascribed to both his technical and tactical understanding of boxing, as well as his physical power. He stands out as one of the sport's most formidable fighters thanks to this combination of abilities.
You ever think about getting in shape for a fight?
Nope, never. That's insulting, isn't it, to say that, getting shape. You know, a lot of these fighters today, they want to be like bodybuilders and look ripped and that, but I always rock the dad bod and, you know, the bald head, fat, white as anything. Looked absolutely disgusting with my top off. And then when I knock out a good-looking six-pack, it's like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck just happened?
How do you do it?
Crack them on the jaw and down they go. You can't put muscles on the chin.
Are you the baddest man on the planet?
Me. So it would seem.
Fury's remarkable skill at dodging headshots is one of his most notable traits. His success in his career has been greatly attributed to this defensive ability. According to experts, it will be very important in the rematch because it will enable Fury to set up his own offensive and negate Usyk's offense.
Just sort of grafted his body and, you know, then eventually started trying to, but from round one, he moves well and he's constantly sort of, he boxes slightly differently now, but he's always moving and feinting and touching his feet, like just creating different stuff for you to look at where you're always having to sort of kind of watch what he's doing as opposed to I'm going to hit his chin. So it was good.
Though many observers feel that Fury's mental edge makes him the favorite to win, pundits have noted that his current mindset is possibly the finest it has ever been. His focus and drive are viewed as crucial elements in the rematch.
I think Fury will win this time on points. I think it's just, maybe underestimated or whatever, but there wasn't much in it last time. He did lose the fight, excuse me, but I think, he's been like laying a low profile, hasn't he? So, I think he's more focused than he's ever been for anything in his life. I mean, AJ's come back and won, and I think Fury will want to do that as well after his first defeat.
Famous boxing analyst Paul Smith has shown faith in Fury's prospects of winning the rematch, pointing to his superior technical skill and physical preparation as signs of an imminent triumph. Smith's analysis confirms the general consensus that Fury can put on a strong display.
I think, again, this is another one of them fights where timing will come into it, and I think after Ngannou, after the last Fury Usyk fight, I think maybe we've seen Tyson's best days, and I'd love him to do it. I really like Usyk. How could you not? I love Usyk, and Fury's been an unbelievable advert for British boxing, for young kids in this country to see that the heavyweight champion of the world from Britain and from Morecambe, and is a traveller lad, and is a scally, and is a down to it lad just like them. And if he can do it, why can't I do it? He's an unbelievable advert for British boxing. He's earned very well. He's achieved everything in the game, and not just in the ring and his ability. I mean, how he is as a person, how he is outside the ring. And I'm not an Usyk fanboy, but I can't see Fury finding an answer for what I saw in the first fight, and he's going to have worked really hard in the gym, tactically, technically, not just physically. And I'm not sure if that stuff is happening in the gym anymore at this stage. And I don't blame any of them. I don't know how any of them are getting out of bed and getting in the ring and fighting against the likes of Usyk, Dubois. I'm talking about Joshua as well here, when they've got that much money in the bank and they've done that well already up to the game, and they've still got that hunger.
Boxing great Bernard Hopkins acknowledged Oleksandr Usyk's higher boxing IQ and called the rematch an intriguing fight of styles. Hopkins stressed that Usyk might eventually be overpowered by Fury's stature and strength. This viewpoint emphasizes the complexity of strategy each competitors bring to the struggle.
Do you see that fight going any differently?
No. I think the smaller guy is really the big guy in heart and big guy in talent. I just think that, and I've been with Tyson Fury when he fought, most of the people he fought for is picking him to win. But I believe Usyk has his number, and I believe that he's not a big heavyweight, which I think helps him in this particular fight. And I just think he has the IQ that Tyson Fury won't be able to keep up and withstand as time or rounds go on. I just like Usyk possibly by stoppage late, and not by a punch. I think it'd just be a mercy call by the referee.
Fury has stated unequivocally that he intends to win the rematch via knockout. This audacious statement demonstrates his self-assurance and his superiority, both mentally and physically. Fury's aggressive strategy for guaranteeing victory is evident in his focus on getting a coup.
To be a little bit more focused and a little bit more smart to get the victory. As it would seem, my rematch with people is always ends up one way. I always end up knocking them out in the rematch. Whoever I've faced more than once has been knocked out in the rematch. So I'm envisaging something similar in the second fight with Usyk. All I can do is prepare well, train hard, eat well, go to bed early, wake up early, do the right things, listen to people around me, and the rest is in God's hands.
Fury made a startling declaration when he declared, "I'm worried about what I'm going to do, not what Usyk's going to do." This demonstrates Fury's self-assurance in his tactics and abilities, as well as his will to maintain control. The story of the battle.
I've always done well with them, so listen, I'm not worried about what Usyk's going to do. I'm only worried about what I'm going to do, and that's it.
Why is he better than Vladimir Klitschko?
He's just more mobile, he's got better footwork, he's got better angles, and I seen him sparring one time and Usyk boxed the head off him.
Really?
Yeah.
When was that?
When Klitschko was going to do the rematch with me, that never happened. He was sparring Usyk and he was getting his head jabbed off.
My point was going to be Bellew, Chisora, Dubois, Joshua, all Brits. You're the one who stands last.
Yeah, I'm the last one. Save the best to last, I suppose.
Is he vulnerable to the body, Oleksandr Usyk?
I think anybody is, aren't they? If anybody gets hit with a good body shot, they'll be crippled. It's just about getting hit in the right place. Anybody will be hurt with body punches or head punches. I don't think there's no such thing as not being hurt to the head or body. If you get hit properly, you're going to be hurt.
You mentioned Vladimir Klitschko. You've obviously sparred the best, fought the best, but within Europe, How have you found like the European heavyweights when you've sparred them years ago, when you've boxed them?
I've always done well. Obviously, I'm 35 unbeaten fights in 16 years as a pro, so I've done pretty well with Americans, Europeans, Africans, whoever they might.
Experts have stressed that the rematch will highlight Fury's capacity to injure Usyk, which was proven in their first encounter. Many people think Fury will build on his domination from the first fight, and his raw strength is predicted to be a deciding factor.
With Fury, you never know. I imagine towards Fury this time on the rematch.
Do you think that he could stop Usyk, or do you think it would be a points thing?
I think it'll be a points. I think he'll hurt him a few times in the fight. I think both men will be hurting in the fight a few times, but I think a points win for Fury. I'm edging towards that.
Boxing analyst Adam Smith suggested that Fury's game plan will focus on targeting Usyk within the first 6 to 7 rounds. This strategy could leverage Fury's size and strength advantage, potentially overwhelming Usyk before the latter has a chance to settle into his rhythm.
I certainly think Tyson will go for the stoppage this time. I think that he'll try and utilise his size. I think he'll do everything he can to try and tire Usyk out in the first 6, 7, 8 rounds. The trouble is if Usyk's still there, then it gets problematic. But I think that's what Tyson's got to do. Can he outbox him at times? I mean, he's got to get his concentration bang on. That's the first thing with Tyson. I think if he comes in a bit heavy, Shane McGuigan was saying to me a couple of days ago that if Tyson comes in heavy, it's the worst possible thing because he won't be able to move as quick and he won't be able to deal with Usyk's footwork. But look, I think Sugar Hill's coming for the knockout, so I think Fury will come in a bit bigger. I think they'll try and utilise that size advantage. They'll normally say a good big guy beats a good little guy, but you know, Usyk's an exceptional little becoming bigger.
Adam Smith, a boxing commentator, predicted that Fury's strategy will center on taking Usyk out in the first 6 to 7 rounds. This tactic might make use of Fury's strength and stature. Prior to Usyk having a chance to find his rhythm, advantage can overwhelm him.
Versus Fury 2, Tyson says it's got to be heavier for the rematch. I feel like that's the right way, heavier. Fury might be able to turn what was a close defeat into a victory.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably just one element of it. It's not just about being heavier, it's how you go about applying that. And Tyson's a very clever fella. He's got a clever team around him, so whatever they do, there's going to be a method to that madness, and I'm looking forward to seeing that.
I don't know. The first fight, I thought, the early rounds, it was all Fury. Fury was looking great. But Usyk has that like unbelievable engine, so he come on strong at the end. So I thought the fight you could have without the knockdown they gave it to Usyk, but it was kind of like a 50-50. I thought it was a kind of like a draw. So it's another interesting fight. You don't know what way it's going to go because Usyk showed that he can be hurt by Fury. Fury showed that he has to know how to beat him, but Usyk did hurt Fury, and so I don't know. It's just a toss-up.
Experienced trainer Adam Booth has acknowledged Fury's aggression as a powerful tool, but warned against Fury using a careless approach in the rematch. Booth emphasized the value of strategic approaches to prevent revealing weaknesses. His counsel emphasizes how important it is to strike a balance between defense and attack.
I don't think I can be any better than what I did, because I think it was probably one of the best performances that I've ever done in my life. Although it didn't get the result, I thought it was a very fantastic performance against one of my best opponents.
During their initial meeting, Fury was able to injure Usyk according to observers. Many think that in the rematch he will hone and build upon those dominant moments, use them as the basis for a more all-encompassing plan.
So can I be any better? Can I do any better? I can be more focused and less clowning, and I think that's enough. You know, maybe if he chucked that punch, hit me with 100 times and maybe not done any damage, but you know, the one time it did, and that's it. That's all she wrote, really.
A lot of the journalists were saying that Usyk is now up there with all the legends of the sport. The Muhammad Alis, the Fraziers, the Foремans, the Joe Louis as being one of the greatest, and certainly the greatest of his generation. And I'm pleased they've said that.